Hi guys, Xronos here. I'm going to show you this new video. I'm going to show you my Rare Frost updated build. So I'm going to start straight into the gear. With this gear you can easily go in a group and do Torment 6, and you can solo. I've tried Torment 5 solo and that's doable. I still struggle a bit on 6, but yeah, it's a very good gear build and I like it. So basic items that you need. Number one, you need the Ring of Royal Grandeur. Basically this ring is probably in all builds and all classes pretty much a best in slot for one of the ring slots because of the ability that it gives you, reduces the number of items needed for set bonuses. The second set I believe every wizard should be playing if you're playing Torment 6 or Torment 6 is the Augit's Power set, Augit's Authority. So at this, as you can see, I've got the shoulders and the braces, and with the ring it gives me reduced damages, increased damage against elites, and this is very important to be able to survive and be viable at Torment 6. And then obviously you need Light of Grace, which is how Ray of Frost does piercing damage. If you see my previous videos, you'll know how I've explained the build, and I've just carried on and updated and I've reached it to this, which is pretty much, I think, it's in its best form. The other amazing item, if you can get, it took me about 20,000 blood shards to get, is Frost Burns, because basically all your chill effects, all your chill cold damage has a chance to become frozen. So especially in Torment 6, when you've got so much stuff that is it takes longer to kill, it's absolutely brilliant to use this, because it basically freezes, quite often freezes your enemies and they don't come towards you. What I'm also using is I'm using 2-piece Virus Fantastic Finery. Just for the 500 intelligence, I'm using the boots and I'm using the legs. I'm also using a 3-piece set of Talrasha, which again gives me resistances and obviously increases my arcane power regeneration, so I don't run out of Ray of Frost. And so yeah, that's basically the gear. I'm obviously using Mempo of Twilight. You could go 4-piece Talrasha, but since I'm only using cold, I wouldn't benefit much from the 4-piece bonus. So yeah, so this build is pretty much complete. I'm only missing 2 items, which is a level 70 Witching Hour, and I'd like to try, instead of Thunder Fury, I'd like to try Shard of Hate, but I haven't had a chance to find one yet. That's where all my shards are getting spent now. So if I actually get a Shard of Fate, I was thinking of trying a build which utilizes 4-piece Talrasha and 4-piece Virus set, and see how much elemental damage you can do like that. So that's pretty much the items I'm using. I'm also using Talrasha's Amulet. I'm also using Stone of Jordan, which I think is another best in slot item, just because of the amount of damage you can do against elites. I do have another one that does cold damage, but I prefer this one because this one does is almost close to perfect, which is 30% to increase elites, where the other one I have only does 25. So that's the build, and I'll show you the skills, and then what I'll do is I'll join a Torment 6 group and farm around. So skills, I'm using Archon, I'm using Teleport. Basically Archon, I'll pump it up when I start dealing with elites, and it obviously helps me to teleport around so I don't remain static and I don't take lethal damage on Torment 6. Ray of Frost, I'm using the Cold Blood rune because it reduces the cost of arcane power, and every time I crit with my gear I also gain, so it hardly runs out, although in Torment 6 it does run out comparing to lower. If I go like on 4 and downwards, it doesn't run out. I can just keep it running all day. Then I'm using obviously Teleport, Wormhole, again another defensive mechanism to keep me alive. I'm using Magic Weapon, Force Weapon to increase my damage. I'm using energy armor with prismatic armor so I can get more resistances, and I'm using black hole with the cold rune to increase more damage that I do with cold. I'm using Blair, I'm using cold-blooded, I'm using evocation to reduce the cooldowns of my Archon, my teleport and my black hole, and I'm also using a Ravaging Will, which I've been trying around and I've been finding very successful, because on a lot of fights, especially like on Torment 6, you're a lot of time standing still, so you get extra damage and extra survivability. So that's the build, and I'm gonna take you to a Torment 6 and I'll show you how it works. So we'll just join any game.
I have a new ally in my
Hopefully they're running. Okay, not running. I will start one. Yeah, unfortunately it does help, and if you have a group of Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor seems to be amazing at the moment. So, I'm going to show you how awesome the wizard is. And once I buff all my damages and I'm standing still, I do quite a bit of damage. Obviously if I'm moving it's a bit less, but that's what the Unraveling Will does. So if I tend to see enemies, the first thing I'll do is I'll just cast the black hole and then I'll start zapping them. As you can see, I've freeze them quite a bit.
My ally has left. The enemies I face will be weaker.
Again, cross damage. If I find a lot of people, I do sometimes pop up Archon immediately just to burn them. Well, not freeze them, not burn them. Quite fast. Again, you can see how often they're frozen. I mean, look at the Guardian at the back. He's pretty much half his lifetime has been spelled frozen. That is very, very powerful. I've popped up Archon. You can teleport around. Yeah, I really like this build. It's just so versatile, and I'm able to do high torments without without being very good and doing quite a bit of damage. As I said, I do struggle a bit doing solo Torment 6, and that's purely of the fact that the damage is not just there yet. I think if I had a bit more damage I could probably get away with it. Now if you can see, look, I'll just purposely stay on my own here. You can see I can do damage. It's just the fact I don't think it's enough to make it viable to do the runs on my own. I would waste too much time going on my own. That's why I find it easier going to groups of 4. But you can definitely go on 5 easily you can farm 5 with this build. But as I said, if you're going to go for over 4, you need to have items like the Frostburn, and you definitely need to have the ring. Obviously the ring is good for everything, for any build or any class, but you need the August set, because that just basically is so amazingly so good for a wizard. I just recommend it as a must. No matter what build you're doing, you always, I think, need to have at least that 3-piece bonus. This is a dead end. So yeah, let me think what you think about the build. You can always catch me up on Facebook, on Twitter. I'll put the details at the bottom of the video. And that was another elite, so I'll stick for this one. Show you how I deal with elites. Yeah, one of the annoying things, walls can be a bit annoying with Ray of Frost. But again, I'm freezing all the enemies, so none of my group members get basically hardly any damage if I freeze them. And I can have pretty much quite often. I can bring up Archon quite fast because of all the cooldowns. I've respec all my items to give me resource reduction on the shoulders and cooldown reduction. So yeah, that's the only thing you need to be wary about sometimes. If you run out of your Archon, I tend to press 1 to do the ability on Archon, and I tend to teleport sometimes. So I have teleported into something nasty and just instantly died, but yeah, you just need practice. And you may find sometimes, because in order to have all this set, I have to have Archon on my left mouse click, or I would have to have it on my right. I prefer on the left. So that would mean that sometimes you may accidentally press Archon even when you don't want it. But because I have such a good cooldown rate, I can bring it up quite often. And if you notice the timer at the bottom, you can see how fast it's coming back up. The same with my black hole. As you can see, my arcane power is depleting quite fast, where it normally doesn't go that fast. Must be something with the higher torments. This could look a bit nasty, save it back. So you look, I'm freezing them. Look, just so awesome. The frostburns are so amazing. They were worth every shard I spend on them. They are just so amazing on these high torment levels. And look, survivability. I was getting hit by thunderstorm, and look, I'm not instantly dying, and that's mainly because of the August. It gives you such a damage reduction. And I'll also show you. I'll go in the city as well before I stop this video, and I'll show you where I've put Paragon points. It depends how fast it is. I may just record the whole lift.
Need more time.
But yeah, if you're playing another class and you're a bit fed up, and you've managed to accumulate the gear for your wizard, or if you're playing a wizard and you're struggling and you want to get higher torments, I highly recommend this build.
Still waiting. Not ready yet.
Yeah. Again, frozen.
Need more time.
It is pretty much freezing every, I don't know, I would say once every 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
Still waiting.
Oops, I didn't want to do that. I was gonna put my braces. Yeah, one of the only problems I find is the walls. Because if I'm not passing damage, I'm not getting life on hit returns, I'm not getting life after each kill. So basically my life is not regenerating. So on those cases I will immediately pop on Archon if I see the elite or the special has a wall. And look, at the moment I'm sitting on Torment 6. I'm sitting on I was sitting on the Desecration, and it was just not doing anything.
Need more time.
Yeah, unfortunately now that they've changed the patch, I've started collecting blues and yellows for the recrafting and everything. So I'm just collecting, a bit like a hoarder. I'm just collecting any junk, any yellows and blues, and I'm constantly disenchanting them, salvaging them to be able to reforge items. Because in some items you need something like 50, not Death's Breath, you need, I don't remember what it's called. It's the whatever you salvage from the gold ones. Yeah, Ray of Frost is just amazing, and you know I'm just constantly piercing through. So if I don't freeze the guy in front of me, I will freeze possibly the guy behind me. I'm constantly critting because I can hit so many targets at one go. So I'm replenishing my arcane power. And if I must admit that my favorite, if the elite or the special is an illusion, it's even better for this build, because that means I will constantly crit. That's why you need a teleport if he's got a waller, or if you're stuck in a situation. The little lightning sparks that you see that come out are from the Thunder Fury, which I'm trying at the moment. It seems quite powerful. As I said, I wish I could try the Shard of Hate, and I'd like to. And I think it's such a versatile weapon. I'd try different builds as well. Something that uses constantly different types of elemental damage. And with 4-piece Talrasha, you can be able to do some amazing stuff. Because it's all good to have flat DPS, but I think what counts more, especially in these higher torments, is how much elemental bonus damage you can do. So since I've specced for mostly cold, my elemental damage is cold. So alright, so yeah, that was pretty fast clear. I think the group, to be fair, I've had is pretty decent.
I need to go back.
So I'll just quickly show you what I've paragoned points. And another suggestion I would do, if you're under 200 paragon points, I wouldn't bother going over 4. Unless you've got amazing gear, I'd try to stick with up to 4. Get somewhere to about 250, anything over 250. I think you'll be capable of going on paragon levels higher, because then you don't have enough points to cap certain areas. For example, on the core, I'm mainly using a bit to increase my movement speed, because unlike pre-expansion where you could use like 2 standard items, like say Zulimance's boots and say Ina's legs, or Lacuna's braces, that gave you the 24% out of 25% maximum movement speed. Now it's a bit different, and you tend not to reforge movement speed so much. So I've decided to put it to the paragon point. So yeah, so mainly just enough to keep me going, and then the rest is going on to all intelligence. On my offense, I've maxed the critical hit chance, because I need to constantly do crits. The more I crit, the more arcane I have, the longer my the longer my arcane power lasts. And then I've just split the rest into a bit of crit hit damage and attack speed. I've got so much cooldown reduction. I'm finding it fine at the moment. Obviously more paragons I will get, and I'll start capping some stuff. I will start putting points there, but at the moment it works fine as it is, so I'm not changing anything. On defense, you need to have resist all maximum. No matter how many points you have, you spend all your points on that one first, and then I've split a bit here and there, including life regeneration and armor. So once I cap, say, life regeneration, I'll try to cap armor, and then I'll leave life for last. And then the first one I cap is resource cost reduction, because that, you know, it makes my rare frost cheaper, so it means it uses less, so it lasts longer. Area damage, very important, and then the rest I've put on life on hit. So once you do resource cost reduction, you do area damage, and then you do life on hit. So that's the build. I hope you like it, and if you've got any questions and everything, as I said, all the info is below this video, and just drop a comment or join on Facebook, and I constantly update with pictures, etc., and ask me a question, and I'll be more than happy to answer anything you have. So this is Xronos, thank you very much, take care, bye.